Okay, so I found a very good way to actually fix the mouth on these zoot skeletons. The easiest way I've found is to get a knife, and if it would focus, you could actually see it. So just cut from up there, cut in between the staple all the way down. And then you can and you have to go in between the staples so you can get the staple back in. It doesn't. The head is still perfectly fine. But the reason the cut works is because you can take the whole head off around the pieces that sticks out. So you can take the whole head off. And the jaw is probably, the jaw is really difficult too. You just have to get a screwdriver in there and try to break up the glue. I actually broke this side, if you can even see it. I broke that side, but it still holds in okay. But this side is perfectly fine. But I just had to completely fix this because also the base was snapped. Or it's not actually the base, it was more the legs. Yeah, the legs were snapped. So I got a zip tie that went up to the screw post, and I had to drill holes right here on both sides. And then it finally stands up pretty well. I had to do it to both feet. If you can even see it, yeah. Zip ties. I've not glued it or anything yet, but I will probably put this arm back in his pocket. But oh yeah, and I need to get the hat back on. But the mouth does work now. But I'll go ahead and actually show it. That was just the demo mode on it, but I'm pretty sure this is the second generation, I think. Pretty sure. I don't exactly know 100%, but I do have a second one of these that is in far worse condition. These legs started to snap too, and before they got too bad, I decided to use some super glue. But it's also missing the wires, and the worst is when I fixed it originally, I cut a hole in the top of the head so I could get, wait no, actually I pulled the head off, I snapped the mech. You see how it's pretty loose? Yeah, it's actually not even actually technically on there. I actually had to make a plate that you can probably see in there if it'll focus. Yeah, you see those screws? I had to do that to be able to hold this back on, and it's already loose again, which I'll probably tighten that back up, but this one will have to sit up higher, so I can't even use the original staple holes. So this head will have to be hot glued back on. But I did make the cut there yesterday, because I think I'm going to finally restore this. I can't do anything about the lights, but I think I'm just going to have to hot glue the head back on after I'm done, because it has to go up higher. If I can. Okay, so yeah, it has to go up higher, because if it goes down where it was, it's not even out. So it has to be right here. And I also broke the jaw piece. You see how there's still a lot of plastic in there. I'll just have to run screws through the jaw piece to be able to attach it. But then the arm actually works fine. I feel like it may need a gear, maybe, even though I think I might have replaced it. But another thing that I screwed up on when I tried this originally, because this was years ago, that this arm bracket up here, just like the snowflake spinners, if I can actually, here, I'll just take this jacket off. I'll show you that way. It'll be easier. So, the belt, it needs the cover on it, but I do not know what the cover is. But if you can see that crack in this plastic, I super glued it with the arm mech still in. It won't even focus. There, you can see part of the crack, but I super glued that with the mechanism in, so this pin doesn't. Oh wait, well, I guess I fixed that problem. This piece is super glued to the mechanism because I super glued it while it was I super glued the crack while this whole thing was still in there. This other one that I actually just got working. It's actually snapped too. Yeah, right there. It's got the hairline crack. But if I ever go to fix that one, I will actually take the arm mech out. But these are both belt-driven models. I don't know if they ever had the gear-driven models, but it would have made it. They would have made that one in 02. If there was a gear-driven model, I don't know if there is an 02 model. I think these came out in 2004, so I think that would mean they're all belt-driven. But I could be wrong. There might be some gear-driven ones, but this one's actually just really bad condition. Also, the pants, it's a big rip in it. Jacket and the shoulder has a rip in it somewhere. It's not major. I don't know where it is. There. So, it's very bad condition, but I should be able to get it working. Except the lights. I should be able to get it all done. But the lights, I'll probably throw some LEDs on there at least. But so now that the super glue's dried, I'm probably going to put the legs back onto the feet. Then I'll try to get the mouth completely done. I actually don't know where the jaw piece is, or the hat, or this plate, but I know I have it still. I just can't exactly remember where I have it. But this one doesn't really need any gears anymore. I never replaced this one, the one in here, but the only one I've ever had to touch was the one inside the mouth. And this one, I've not even been able to test it actually, because the batteries I took from this one and put it in this one, it didn't work, so I think I have to test it on an adapter. But the last time I ever tried to use it, if I remember correctly, the hips would be constantly going, if I had power or not. Well, not if I had power or not. If it was activated, it would go constantly, and even after the activation was over, it would go constantly. But sometimes it fixed itself, sometimes it didn't. It's just whether it wanted to or not at that moment. So it could be, I don't know what it is actually for that. I think it's part of the circuit board probably frying out. But actually, I'll go try to find an adapter and see if I can get it to even start up. So I'll actually pause it and I'll actually go get one. Okay, so I looked for an adapter and I just can't find my adapters right now. But it will activate, I know. Just hope the wiring is still okay. But the arm, the hips, and the mouth should all still move. Well, the jaw won't work. Wait, no, it won't move actually because the wires are disconnected still, so. But it should fully work too, eventually. I'll probably see if I can find any replacements for the skulls, because I need 2 more for this one. But maybe if I find the skulls, if someone has them, I'll also see if they have a few other pieces, like maybe the pants, part of the mouth mech. This is fine, it doesn't really matter. I'll just probably super glue this piece. I'll probably get it off this plastic and super glue it back in. Or, well, not super glue this in, but take the piece off and super glue it onto this. Or I'll just replace this, because I know I have an extra from I think an 02, or '03, can't remember, but it was a snowflake spinning snowman. It wasn't belt driven, but it had the hard head. I parted it out because I didn't know how to fix things, so I'm like, I'll just use it for parts for something else. Kind of regret that now because I know I could have fixed it. It was just broken gears, but you learn eventually. But yeah, that was a somewhat review of the swingin' skelly, or the zoot suit skeleton.